Hello, I'm Evan Mitchell, Music Director of the Kingston Symphony Orchestra, and I am so excited to be here today because right here on stage at the incredible Isabel Bader Centre for the Performing Arts, the Kingston Symphony is going to be performing its first Masterworks Series concert of the 2015-2016 season coming up on Sunday, and boy, do we ever have an amazing concert's worth of music to perform for you. Now, you know, for all of us in the Kingston Symphony, the beginning of a new season is one of the most exciting times of the year. And we really like to kick off our new seasons with some real excitement and some fire in our bellies as we perform this great music. And we're starting off with an extraordinary piece by Canadian composer Scott Good. And this piece is entitled What the Chickpea Said to the Cook. Now, that might seem like a bit of a strange title, but it actually refers to the muse which inspired this particular piece. It is a Sufi poem by the poetic master Rumi, who wrote this poem about a chickpea who jumped up to the lid of a pot as he was being boiled, and he screams at the cook, "Why are you doing this? Why are you boiling me?" And the cook, of course, swats him down with the ladle back into the soup, and he says, "I'm boiling you so you can have flavor." And so it's kind of an analogy of the student-teacher relationship and how sometimes we don't always understand what we're being taught until we grow a little, until we boil a little and have flavor. One of the best aspects of this piece is that it's a really remarkable musical depiction of the poem itself. You're going to hear the orchestra performing all sorts of special musical effects at the beginning to simulate the boiling of the pot. You're going to hear the chickpea haughtily represented by the trumpet and by the xylophone, and then the sagely cook in this incredible long passage with the French horn and the bassoons and the cellos as he tells him that he needs to boil him in order to give him flavor, and he knocks him back into the pot. And then the rest of the piece is the enlightenment of the chickpea as he is boiled bit by bit and is given flavor. Next up, we're going to be performing Tchaikovsky's Immortal First Piano Concerto. And this is not only one of the most important and popular pieces that Tchaikovsky wrote, it's one of the most important and popular piano concertos that exists in the repertoire. And it's really not that hard to see why. I mean, if we take a look at the very beginning of the piece, there's actually this unbelievable melody that's stately and epic and colossal. It's performed by the French horns, and it really sets the tone for the rest of this incredible concerto. And we never actually hear that melody again over the course of the piece, which is a rather inspiring choice by Tchaikovsky. Our guest soloist for this week is none other than my good friend Vadim Serebryany, who is a spectacular pianist. He's the whole package. For a work as sweeping as Tchaikovsky's First Piano Concerto, you need someone who's able to play with fire and with power, but also with restraint and with poise and with intimacy. And I know that Vadim is capable of all of these in spades. He'll just play the entire spectrum that is necessary for this remarkable piece, and I'm looking forward to it so much. And last but certainly not least, we're finishing this powerhouse concert with Rachmaninoff's towering Second Symphony, which for me is pretty much as good as it gets. This symphony ranks right up there with the greatest orchestral works of Mozart and Brahms and Beethoven and Tchaikovsky and Mahler. It's an absolute masterwork. One of the reasons why this piece is so unbelievable is that it really captures the essence of Rachmaninoff at the very height of his compositional powers, and it encapsulates everything that you would come to expect from a great Russian symphony. It's powerful, it's fiery, it's hugely romantic, it's lush, it's beautifully orchestrated, and it just crackles at every single bar. But beyond that, there are these astonishingly fine melodies that almost seem as though they're being woven out of fine silk. Rachmaninoff, of course, was one of history's greatest melodists. And if I had to pick a favorite part of the symphony, I think that distinction would go to the opening of the third movement. We have this beautiful introduction in the violas and violins, and it gives way to this extraordinary clarinet solo. It's going to be played so beautifully by our principal clarinetist, Gordon Craig. This goes on for about 2 minutes. It's one of the longest solos in the repertoire, and pound for pound, I think one of the very best. And so that's how we're kicking off our 2015-2016 season with a bang. We're so excited. We can't wait to be performing this music for you. It's going to be unbelievable repertoire, a spectacular guest artist. You need to be here on Sunday afternoon at the Isabel Bader Centre for the Performing Arts. Don't miss this concert. See you soon.